Hey Rosebuds, welcome to the Rose Garden. I'm your host, Nyeri Rose.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode. If I look sweaty at all in this video, it's because it's like 105 degrees right now. And I love the sauna effect, okay? So we're doing sauna right now, all right? It's very therapeutic, we shall say. And on the note of things that are therapeutic, this episode is conversations about healing. That's right. We are going to be talking about healing and what does it mean and what does it do and how can one get on a healing journey, because it is not easy and it's not for the weak. Healing is not confined to a long or short amount of time. It is a process, an ongoing process that goes on and on and on. And who's to say when you are done? Okay? We go through so many changes as human beings, and we make so many decisions on a daily basis. So when having a healing journey, what you are doing is you are recognizing yourself in the past and who you used to be, and you are evaluating who you want to be in the near future. Something that I am very familiar with is having a spiritual journey. I talk about it all the time. I talk about how I'm on this spiritual journey, but I never stopped and took the time to tell you guys how I got here, okay? I never ever broke that down. My objective here is to help someone who is sitting in a dark place, trying to figure out, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do next? How can I elevate myself from maybe my low vibrational self, because I've operated on a low vibrational platform, to a higher vibration, okay? Because we all have our highest selves sitting somewhere waiting to be awakened, all right? Your highest vibrational self is literally right here in your mind. It's in your mind, right? And it might be idle, okay? Mine is in progress right now, okay? She's working really hard. We are trying to connect, at least who I am right now in the physical realm and my highest vibrational self. I'm trying to meet her. Not even trying, because I did say that was a filler word. So I am going to meet her. I am going to meet her someday. And I know that in any process, I have to continuously do the work in order to get to where I'm going, in order to achieve that goal. Now, you see, the thing is, we have all these dreams and goals in life, but the one thing that stops us from actually seeing it come into a reality is fear. We all know this. Fear is the only thing that holds us back. And it's okay to be a little scared, all right? Being in the midst of change and seeing change is scary. It is. But trust me, when you're in a place or a state of fear for a long period of time, you can call it depression, you can call it anxiety, whatever you want to call it, the only thing that it's doing right now for you is wasting time. It's wasting your time. And I just feel like there are so many platforms out there with all of these different things and contents, and that's why I emphasize the importance of detoxing. It is so important to detox, whether it's social media, whether it's your food, your diet, whether it's people. Sometimes you have to take a step back away from the things that keep you going and keep you going in the matrix. Yes, the matrix. Just watch the movie, okay? I'm not saying that we're plugged in necessarily to robots or whatever it may be, but shoot, maybe we are. Who knows? Okay? All I'm saying is we have to detox from things that no longer serve us. And I recently found out that sometimes, even when we detox ourselves, especially in relationships, and we draw back, the universe might align you with different looking people, but you've already encountered them previously, prior to. So if you've had a traumatic situation with someone in a previous time of your life, and however that relationship ended, you may feel unsettled. It may have caused you confusion, or you just don't know how to move forward. And then eventually you do move on and you move forward, and you might start forgetting about that person, or you put them in the back of your mind till they become like a subconscious thought. And time has gone on, and then you meet this new person. And what do you know? They have characteristics just like the person from the past who hurt you. You're not really evolved from that situation. If you're noticing a lot of edits, it's because I keep coughing. And it's like something doesn't want me to get this message out. And that's what I'm saying. It's like nothing is going to stop me from trying to put this out or help someone in their process, because we don't have time to waste. And take it from someone who wasted a lot of time and energy on people, places, things that did not serve me. And it took hardships, like hitting rock bottom. And I know that is extreme, but literally hitting rock bottom is what saved my life. Hitting rock bottom is what made me realize there is more to life than the sadness that I feel. There is more to life than the depression that I feel. There's more to life than whatever it is or whatever it was that I was doing to hurt myself, because I could not channel, or I could not figure out or negate the relationships that I was in and how to manage them. My coping mechanism was disappearing. Call me Houdini, okay? Because that's all I could do. If I did not know how to communicate my feelings, because I was so worried about hurting the other person's feelings, I would disappear. I still to this day notice that when things get challenging for me, I like to disappear. But this time I'm giving myself a little credit, because when I disappear, I really have to just step back and reflect and think about maybe where I went wrong or messed up in a situation, or where the other situation or party where they went wrong. It doesn't matter, because there's so many things that happen in our day-to-day lives that we have to just stop, think, and evaluate. And I'm always evaluating, because there's still some times where I might react impulsively, and that's also a setback to my growth. Reacting impulsively and off of emotion alone is a drawback. You really have to be able to just scan the scene, scan whatever is happening, and evaluate it quickly, or with some type of time management, so that when you do have to make certain choices, because life is nothing but a bunch of choices, but the choices you make can either propel you to where you need to go, or it can keep you stagnant. And I spent so much time being stagnant because I did not know where I wanted to go, who I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. And I would cling on to different people, beautiful people, creative, innovators, just a bevy of different people. And I would say that I took up their space sometimes. They didn't know what to do with me, because I was just sitting there just like, oh my gosh, you're so wonderful, and you seem so put together, and you seem like you know everything that you want to do in life. How can I get to where you are instead of going on the journey on my own? Like, people don't talk enough about how when you're healing, I love it when I see a village. Don't get me wrong. I love it when I see a village, a tribe, sisterhood, brotherhood, family. I really love it. I love seeing it. And I would be a liar to say that I have never experienced it, because I have. I have experienced what a village looks like. And I didn't appreciate it in the times that I had it, because As soon as it happened, it feels like the moments were gone. Like, as soon as those familiar moments happen where you're at the family reunion and you're surrounded by everybody and everyone is giving you game, the OGs is putting you on, it just seems like those memories are slowly, not even slowly, quickly fading away. Like, the majority of them don't even exist. Like, they're deceased. And so that cuts that life force, like that cuts that connection somewhat. I mean, you still have those memories, but you can't go and call them anymore. You can't go get that advice. You can't ask them those questions once they're gone. So part of healing for me was learning how to be alone. Like, being alone is such a struggle in itself because you have to sit with yourself. A lot of things that helped me on my healing journey were things like shadow work. Shadow work is so important to the healing journey because it causes you to reflect. And all you have to do is Google shadow work prompts. And I'm telling you, they will change your life. Shadow work prompts are game changers because some of them, you might not be ready to sit there and answer those questions. Like, for example, I think I did a shadow work prompt and it said to name a time where you blame the other person knowing that it was your fault. And it's just so many things that came up. It was like, wow, have I done that? You got to take accountability for the things that you have done. Knowing good and well that sometimes we have all this aggression and anger towards one individual or one instance in our lives. And we fail to reflect on the part that we play when those things occur. And I really believe that the thing that's going to help us move forward in life is being centered in love, having an understanding, which I learned is more valuable to say than understanding, because when you understand something, that means whatever it is that's standing, you're putting yourself underneath it. And who wants to do that? But when you have an understanding of life and reality and space and time and movement and other people, then you have to look within to make those connections and how to relate. And when I did my shadow work and I had to relate myself to the circumstances and the challenges that I've been through and take accountability for the harm that I may have caused other people, not just live in the harm that people have done to me, it's a two-way street. So when I was able to do that, I was writing so much, I was journaling so much, and I truly felt like I was healing. And I started to let go of certain things that I was holding on to or that had a hold on me. And when I felt like I was done with my shadow work, I got a bucket. I ripped out all the pages, which felt amazing. And even better than that, I put all the pages in the bucket that I bought. And I went to Home Depot or whatever. And I put all those pages in the bucket. And you know what I did? You know what I did. I burned it. I burned the papers, okay? I had a little bonfire and it was lit. It was lit. It was lit because I was just watching all of that energy being channeled back into the universe, back into new energy. I just let it go. Literally, I let it go. I let it go. It no longer served me to keep all those things bottled in. And with that release, I was able to begin my new trajectory, my new pathway. I was able to begin my new pathway anew. And I felt good. Now, the only thing I didn't feel good about was burning my grass, my faux grass. I should have thought about that when I put the bucket on the faux grass, that it would melt. So that was the only thing I would say. Safety, precaution. Make sure if you're going to burn a bucket in your yard, make sure the grass is maybe real. Okay? That's the only thing that I would suggest. But other than that, if you're going to heal, you're going to have to do some type of work. Doesn't matter what you're trying to heal, doesn't matter, the variables or the situation, it all starts with you. You cannot go on your healing journey expecting the people around you to be willing and ready to change. That's something else that I had to learn. Just because I'm on a healing journey doesn't mean that everybody else is on the same journey with me. That's what I mean by standing alone and being comfortable in one's own skin. You can read all the books, you can watch all the tarot videos, and no disrespect to anybody who does tarot reading, because I was there. That was part of my healing journey. Part of my healing journey was watching tarot videos and then purchasing them for myself and then doing reads on myself and sometimes for other people. But I realized that is a very overwhelming position to be in, reading other people, and it becomes almost addictive in a way, because someone's always going to want to know their fortune. And I remember this one time when I was doing my tarot reading, I was roasted by someone who had kind of like a following, a high following, I would say, on Instagram. And I won't say or expose who this person is, but what I will say is I'm actually grateful, because it was during the time that we were quarantining and everybody was on live. I mean, you had Tory Lanez, what did he have? Quarantine radio. It was wild. You had all these people on Instagram and they were always on live. And so I hopped on this girl's live and we started like talking. I was the one, commenting, and she was on live, but she started responding to my comments and everything was going good until I said, "Can I do a reading?" And when I said, "Can I do a reading?" she went off on me. I'm telling you, she went bad. She was like, "Why do I want you to do that? I don't need you to tell me about my life. I don't need you to tell me about my future. I don't need you to tell me what I ate 3 weeks ago or what my favorite color is." She said, "I live my life day by day, not anticipating what's going to happen in the future. I don't need someone to do that for me, because I feel like it's not fair and it's cheating the game of life." Pretty much. I'm paraphrasing. But that's what she said. And I was so hurt. And people was in the comments like, "Oh, you about to make her cry." Which I almost did. I'm not going to lie. I almost did shed a tear. But it took me going to an actual crystal store. I went to a crystal store and I was still like in my feelings about this situation. And I talked to a guy there and I told him what happened. We had a long conversation, but somehow I was able to bring it up because it was just on my mind. And I told him what she said and I told him how I felt. And he said, "I respect that." He was like, "I respect her opinion." And I was like, "How come? Like, that was so mean. All it is a tarot reading. Y'all do tarot readings in the crystal shop. What's the problem?" And he basically said, "When you were a child, did you need tarot readings?" I was like, "No, obviously." He was like, "No, you were out living. You were out playing, doing what you did. You didn't need anything to tell you about your future or the obstacles to come. They just came, right?" So he said, "I respect the fact that she knows enough to just live life without that." He said the people who come in here for their readings, they get addicted to it and they want to come every day or once a week because they're just anticipating and they're not living in the present. And I was like, "You kind of right. You kind of right, bro. You kind of." And so basically he was just like, we have to live our lives in the present, in the moment. Yes, you can have your tarot readings. There's nothing wrong with it. I ended up burning all my tarot cards though, by the way. Like, I was just done with it after the speech because I just felt like he's right, she's right. We should just be living. We shouldn't be anticipating on the cards. Like I said, no disrespect to those who can read because it's a gift. It's a gift, but I am not trained. I'm not properly trained. Although I feel a spiritual connection and I feel like the readings that I did were pretty accurate, it's still like kind of like cheating, you know? And I didn't want to feel like a cheater. So I'm just saying all this to basically say that when you are on your healing journey, whether you're alone, whether you have people around, whether you do readings, whether you don't, it's just all about self and where do you want to see yourself in the future. Like, keep in mind that it is important to stay in the present, but also, what are your goals? What are your dreams? What is it going to take to accomplish them? And whatever it is that it's going to take, are you willing to put the work in to get to that point? Like, I have so many different things and goals that I see for myself. And I realized because I was in such a dark place, I wasted so much time. Hence, the urgency for me to just be honest and be truthful and say that I'm not a saint. And I know that I've probably hurt a lot of people with my actions. I know that I've probably, not even probably, I have not been a good friend to some. I haven't been maybe a good daughter to my mother. I haven't been maybe a good daughter to my father. Maybe I could have done more with certain family members in my life. And it's not to put myself down, it's just to acknowledge that how I was brought up and how I was raised, I didn't reflect that in my journey. Not every step of the way. I deviated from certain rules and structures because I wanted to be free. I wanted to be free and I wanted to find myself, even if it meant being a little dangerous, because some of the stuff I did was really dangerous. I put myself in a lot of sticky situations and all I did was waste time because I had no objective. I had no end goal. I didn't know the value of myself. I didn't know the value of my body. All right, which I can get into in another conversation. Knowing the value of your body, taking care of your body is so important. Keeping in mind that our bodies are slaves to the mind. So whatever you're thinking in your mind is going to be a direct reflection of your body, of your skin. Your skin is one of the largest organs in the body. So whatever you are doing now that is harmful to your body, I would take a second look at that. I would reevaluate. Is this McDonald's really worth it right now? I know I had some yesterday and the day before, but is it really worth it today? And I'm not saying that people are on that type of time. I'm just making an example. Like, really evaluating the energy, because it's not necessarily the food. Food is energy, right? So if you're putting so much energy into your body, and on top of that, maybe you are a frequent drinker or a frequent smoker, it's just a mass amount of energy, and hence you are polluting your body, like you are polluting your insides. And so it's going to take you longer to recoup if you do hurt yourself, hence the damage you're doing to your body, hence your state of mind, hence you not affirming your life, hence you not telling yourself how special you are, how you are a part of creation. You are beautifully created to be here, to exist. So no matter if it's 24 hours, what are you doing to put your stamp on this world? To put your mark on this land, okay? Doesn't matter what history told you. You live here. Wherever you live there. So what are you going to do within your circumference or your space bubble? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I told you I wasted time. I'm not trying to waste time no more, because I realize how short time is for us human beings. And it gets shorter and shorter. especially when you're not treating yourself right and taking care of yourself. As someone who used to be 300 pounds, yeah, I was not taking care of myself. I didn't see the value in myself. I didn't see the value in who I was and who I was becoming. I couldn't see it. And it took near-death experiences for me to wake up and realize I have a purpose here. If I didn't, then I would have expired a long time ago. So I told y'all this was going to seem like maybe like a little rant or whatever. And I do like to get preachy, but this is the Rose Garden Podcast. All right. And this is what we do. And this is what we talk about. I talked about detoxing, and I've been detoxing from all types of social medias. And especially like on Instagram, it's so much information at such a rapid pace. And I love these platforms, but I had to detox from the shade room. I had to detox from spiritual word. I think people say world, but I think it's word. But I only detox from them because it's spiritual word, right? And I was on there and I saw something that was inappropriate. And I have to think about the spaces that I'm in and how if I'm an educator and I'm around children and I open up my phone even for a second, doesn't matter, even if it's for a second, even if I think I'm on break, you never know who's around you, so you always have to be careful. And if I open up my phone and I see something that should not be on my phone or that's inappropriate, and I'm around children, that puts me in an unsafe space, and I don't want that in my life. I have to detox from all of that. I can do a year without social media because I have before, but detox from pages, profiles that do not align with where you're trying to go, because it's all about you right now. Okay? And if you are just starting your healing journey, I'm with you. It takes a long time and there may not be an end to it, but start now. Whatever it is. Maybe it's drinking, I don't know, 16 ounces of water. Maybe you don't consume enough water in your day and you need a little bit more water, and you need to be a little bit more hydrated. Because drinking a gallon of water is okay. I don't know who said it's not okay, but I've been hearing a little chit chatter that it's not safe or healthy. It's fine. Drinking a gallon of water is okay. You can do it. And if you're not comfortable with that, take your weight divided by 2, and that's how many ounces you should be consuming. But make sure that you stay hydrated so that all of your bodily organs and whatever, they can keep functioning properly and your heart can keep beating properly. Okay, because these diseases are skyrocketing. And if we don't heal now, then we will just perish. And what will we have done with our names? All right, my name is important to me. It's valuable to me. And I want your name to be just as valuable to you, starting with your healing and your acknowledgement of harm or trauma, no matter how ugly it is. We've all been through something. So start your journey now so that you can just get through it, so you can be the best version of you. And always remember, when life gives you thorns, search for roses. Peace.